Are we ready for the reveal? New glasses. Well, I'll tell you, I was getting sick of going to Lens Crafters because they screwed up my last pair, made me not want to go anymore. I stopped into this Warby Parker. Warby. Found these. I said to the guy, I'm going to get my eyes checked in a few days. I'll come back. He said, guess what he said? He said, you don't need the prescription to buy them. We can do that part later. I'm like, later? He's like, yeah, well, you buy the glasses, then you go online. When you get the prescription, you upload them, and then they make them and ship them to you. He said it would be a week or two. They came in like a day. It was incredible. Could not be happier. Great experience. I was in the store for a total of maybe 7 minutes. It's tremendous. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to go through how to onboard your macOS devices in Defender for Endpoint. You know, the one downside of this show is I can't switch the color because it's a whole thing now. I said, so show me what you have in red. He's like, do you like red? I said, it doesn't matter.
Get Rubix, solving for the modern workplace.
All right, so today we're going to talk about how to get our Mac devices into Defender for Endpoint, and we're going to start by assuming they're already in Intune. So before you get started, I'm going to put a link below. This is the official Microsoft docs that walk you through this. And there's different methods for onboarding with Defender for Endpoint. Maybe you use Jamf, you can do it that way. There's some generic instructions for other MDM platforms. There's a manual way, but obviously because we use Intune, we're going to use Intune. It's the smoothest way to do it. And this doc will give you everything you need. There are some config files here, so we're going to go through and I'm going to walk you step by step. So the first thing you want to do is go to Endpoint Security, scroll down to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, and make sure your connection is enabled. And that's the connection to security.microsoft.com. That'll take you to the Defender for Endpoint console. And make sure you have access to this because we are going to need it later. All right, so in order to onboard macOS, we're going to need to go to macOS configuration. So we're going to hit create new policy, and under profile type, choose settings catalog. We're going to call this approve system extensions. Now, all these policies are required to get the Mac onboarded. So start with approve system extensions. We're going to hit add setting, and we're going to scroll down to system configuration, and we're going to see system extensions and choose allowed system extensions. Okay, we'll close that. Now there's two entries we need here. So we'll hit edit instance. So this first one is going to be com.microsoft.wdav.eps.ext. And the team identifier for that is UBF8T346G9, and you think I'd have an easier time reading that because I do have the new glasses, but just in case, yeah. And this one is com.microsoft.wdav.netext. Okay, so we'll hit save, and we're good to go there. We'll hit next, assign that to, I would say, all your Mac devices. We could say all devices there. Okay, the next series of policies are going to be templates and custom. This one is going to be for the network filter, so I'll call it network filter. Hit next. And same thing for the profile name, we'll call it network filter. Deployment channel is going to stay device. And what we have to do is we have to, if you look at this step, we have to get the config. So download netfilter mobile config. So we can click it here, or we're actually going to go to the GitHub repo and we're going to get it from there. There it is, netfilter mobile config. We'll download that. Notice that it's a .mobile config file. That means we'll be able to upload it. So we'll just go to downloads. There it is. And that's the policy. Next, next. We'll stick with all devices. All right, next we have to grant full disk access. So we're going to, once again, do custom. We'll name this full disk access. It's the name of the profile. Device channel. We'll go back here and we should see full disk mobile config. Let's go ahead and download that. In fact, you're probably going to want to download all these just to be safe in advance. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so we don't have to go back and forth. All right, so for the full disk access one, we'll go to our downloads folder. There's full disk. Good to go. Assign to all devices. Okay, another custom template. This one is for background services. So you see, we're just going through and setting all these. You just really just follow along with the doc and you'll be fine. It's not a complicated setup. Now in the next one that is for notifications consent, there is an option in the config. Instead of just kind of throwing it up there, you can determine whether you want to hide them from the end user. So I'm going to upload the notif mobile config, but there is a show notifications. Yeah, there is a show in notification center option where if you did want to hide that for the end user, you would change that to false. I'm going to leave it as true, but just knowing it's there is a good thing. Okay, the next custom policy is for accessibility settings. We're going to grab that as well, accessibility, and then Bluetooth permissions. Okay, for the auto update policy, we have to make sure Defender for Endpoint can be updated via the Microsoft Auto Update. And there are 3 rings: beta, current channel, and current channel production. So basically super fast. Current channel insider is like kind of preview release, and then prod. So we're going to need this setting right here. So you'll notice when you come here, there is no mobile config. So this one, we have to click on the link directly and it'll open up for us. Now there's really no difference. It's still an XML. So we're going to copy this. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file in VS Code. So new file. So I named it com.microsoft.autoupdate2.mobileconfig. And we're just going to paste that XML in there. So now when we make another custom template, we're going to say Microsoft Auto Update. And we're going to upload that to, and I think I put that in my downloads. Yep. And there we go. So you see it's the same thing. They just, for some reason, didn't wrap it for us. Now notice if I did want to change the release version, if we go down around line 44, that's the channel name. It says production. So we can make that either production or preview. You can see disable insider checkbox, enable check for updates button. So there's a few settings you could do here if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. Now this next part I see a lot of folks miss because there's essentially 3 components to getting Mac onboarded into Defender for Endpoint. There's the configuration profiles that you just saw us do where we download the XML and upload it. There is the Defender for Endpoint app client, which we'll get to in a moment. But then there's this EDR, the endpoint detection and response policy, that's really responsible for putting the device in Intune. And this is the one you want to make sure you don't miss. So to set this, we're going to go to endpoint security and we're going to go to endpoint detection and response. And you might already have something here. Mine's for Windows. We're going to create a new policy. We'll select macOS. And you see we only have one option, endpoint detection and response. And we'll call this macOS EDR default policy. Call it whatever you want. I suck at naming things. If you have tags that you use in Defender, you can apply that here. We don't have one, so we're just going to leave it alone. And you would assign that to all devices. All right, so in the next section, we're setting the Defender for Endpoint configuration. And this includes anti-malware, EDR. And this can be done either through the Defender portal or through Intune, which means either 9A or 9B. We're going to stick with 9B to keep it in Intune. So we're going to want to go here. So first we have to get the profile settings. There's an Intune recommended profile, which has some predetermined settings in it. We could also go with the Intune full profile, and that's going to have more complexity to it, more settings, and you can read about them below. I'll put the links as well. I'm going to go with just the basic settings here, and we're going to paste it here, and we are going to save it as, we'll go back to downloads, and we will call it com.microsoft.wdav.xml. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to make another custom policy. We'll call this WDAV preferences. Okay, so we'll come in here and we'll select the XML we just saved. There you go. I don't know why this one isn't a mobile config and it's a little different. It just is. So what's very important now is deploying the app. So we're going to click on apps. We're going to go to macOS and we're going to hit create. And it's going to be one of the options here. So select app type. We're going to say Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. Okay, there it is. You can push it to all devices. And that's that. So that's pretty straightforward. But now we need the package from our Defender for Endpoint tenant so that the Mac knows who it's talking to. That's known as the onboarding package. So let's go to Defender for Endpoint, scroll all the way down to System, and let's do Settings. We're going to go to Endpoints, and we're going to scroll down to Device Management. So we click on Onboarding, and you want to click on macOS. Now, there are two connectivity types. The best way to look at this is I would go with streamlined. This comes down to, in fact, here, I'll show you real quick because this is kind of important. Streamlined basically means there's less URLs that it has to hit on the back end. So endpointsecurity.microsoft.com versus the older method standard, which was just a lot more URLs that had to be configured. And essentially, as long as your Mac is, I believe, over OS 10.12 or something like that, you'll be fine. But just check the docs for that. But yeah, as long as you have a modern Mac OS, you should be okay. So we'll do that. Under deployment method, we want mobile device management in Intune. And then we want, because we already have Intune, we don't need the installation package because we set it up here. So we need the onboarding package. So let's go ahead and grab that. And that's going to be unique to your environment. So you have that. We're going to extract it. Extract all. They give us stuff for Intune and Jamf. There it is. Windows Defender ATP onboarding.xml. Perfect. So now we're going to go back to macOS device configuration and we're going to create another policy. We'll do templates, custom. We'll call this MDE onboarding. Same thing here. And we should be able to point to the XML we just downloaded, which is in there, Intune. There we go. And you'll assign that to your devices. All right, so we're going to head over to my Mac client here now, and you'll notice I got the little Defender symbol up there. So already there's no action needed. You can see some quick information. You could run a quick scan if you wanted to, but let's go ahead and open up Microsoft Defender, and there you go. So you can see there's no current threats. Virus protection settings, last update was just a little while ago. So, we're in great shape here. So you see in under 30 minutes, we had the Mac, got it onboarded, and now Defender's up and running. And that's it. It's a super simple process. The Macs will start showing up in your Defender for Endpoint console, and you'll see them there. And obviously this is something a lot of us are concerned with, right? We're managing more devices in Intune. Security is just a constant nagging reminder as we see what's going around with breaches and all kinds of stuff. So if you're going to have Macs in Intune, you're going to want to onboard them in Defender for Endpoint, and hopefully this helps you do it. And to be honest, it's a pretty quick process. Let me know your thoughts on Defender for Endpoint. If you're using it, your experience, hop in the Discord, and we'll be seeing you.